Everybody, I'm coming for everybody. Kill everybody. I'm the champ. I'm the king. Get everybody. Ah!
Oh my goodness! He's talking to Dana.
Khamzat Chimaev is a mixed martial artist who was born on May 1, 1994, in Chechnya, Russia. He is of Chechen descent and grew up in Sweden, where he first began training in martial arts at the age of 16. Chimaev has had an impressive journey in his relatively short career, rising rapidly through the ranks of the Ultimate Fighting Championship (UFC) and gaining a reputation as one of the most promising prospects in the sport. Chimaev made his professional MMA debut in May 2018 and quickly established himself as a dominant force in the regional circuit. He won his first 6 fights by first-round stoppage, with 5 of those wins coming in under a minute. In March of 2020, Chimaev signed with the UFC and made his debut just 2 months later, taking on John Phillips at UFC Fight Night Smith vs. Teixeira. Chimaev won the fight via submission in the second round and made an immediate impact on the UFC scene. 2 UFC fights in 10 days. On July 25, 2020, Khamzat Chimaev competed against Rhys McKee, a newcomer to the promotion, in the welterweight category at UFC on ESPN 14, just 10 days after his fight with Phillips. Chimaev secured a victory in the first round with a technical knockout, earning his second Performance of the Night bonus award. This win set a new modern UFC record for the fastest consecutive wins within 10 days. However, the official UFC record is still held by Royce Gracie, who won 4 consecutive fights in one night at UFC 2. In the first round, Chimaev wasted no time in taking McKee down to the ground, where he quickly gained top position and began to rain down punches and elbows. McKee attempted to defend himself, but Chimaev's ground and pound was relentless, and he eventually forced the referee to stop the fight after just 3 minutes and 9 seconds of the first round. The fight between Chimaev and McKee showcased Chimaev's dominant grappling and ground and pound skills, which have become his trademark in the UFC. It was a decisive victory that left no doubt about Chimaev's potential to become a future champion in the sport. New UFC record. His third fight earned him a new record, as it was the fastest 3-fight winning streak in modern UFC history. In the fight against Meerschaert, Chimaev wasted no time in taking control, pressing forward aggressively and quickly taking Meerschaert down to the ground. Chimaev then proceeded to dominate the fight, landing a series of heavy ground and pound strikes that left Meerschaert in vulnerable position. After just 17 seconds, Chimaev landed a devastating right hand that sent Meerschaert crashing to the canvas, ending the fight in a knockout victory for Chimaev. The win was particularly impressive given that Meerschaert was a seasoned UFC veteran, with over 30 professional fights to his name. The win solidified his status as one of the most exciting prospects in the UFC, and many fans and analysts began to speculate about his potential to become future champion in the sport. Battle with COVID-19. Khamzat Chimaev tested positive for COVID-19 in December 2020, which led to the cancellation of his scheduled fight against Leon Edwards that was supposed to take place on December 19, 2020. Chimaev initially announced the news on social media, stating that he was feeling ill and had lost his sense of smell and taste. He was subsequently hospitalized in Las Vegas, where he received treatment for the virus. After several weeks of recovery, Chimaev's condition improved, and he announced on social media that he was ready to return to training. However, he later revealed that he continued to experience health problems related to the virus, including fatigue and difficulty breathing. As a result of his ongoing health issues, Chimaev was forced to withdraw from his scheduled fight against Leon Edwards for the second time in January 2021. In a post on Instagram on March 1, 2021, Khamzat Chimaev declared his retirement from mixed martial arts, citing complications in his lungs resulting from his bout with COVID-19. However, UFC President Dana White subsequently clarified that Chimaev was not officially retired and suggested that the fighter was emotional due to the effects of prednisone on his lungs during a training session. Return to the octagon. Khamzat Chimaev made his return to the octagon to compete against Li Jingliang, which took place on October 30, 2021. Despite a year away from the cage, Khamzat Chimaev picked up right where he left off, In typical Chimaev fashion, he wasted no time in getting to work once the referee signaled the start of the fight. He swiftly crossed the cage and attempted a takedown, ultimately lifting Jing Liang and carrying him toward UFC President Dana White, who was seated cageside. While holding Jing Liang, Chimaev exchanged a few words with White before continuing the takedown and unleashing a series of punches on Jing Liang, who did his best to defend himself. Soon after, Chimaev mounted Jing Liang and rained down a barrage of unanswered strikes. Though Jing Liang was able to avoid a stoppage, Chimaev transitioned to a rear naked choke, initially escaping a few attempts, before finally securing the choke and rendering Jing Liang unconscious. For the third straight fight, Chimaev's opponent failed to land a single strike. Chimaev's first true test. At UFC 273, Khamzat Chimaev faced arguably the toughest test of his career. But the undefeated prospect still emerged victorious after a grueling battle against Gilbert Burns. The welterweights brought out the best in each other over the course of 15 minutes, with Chimaev sustaining cuts, bleeding, and getting hurt at times, but also landing significant strikes that stunned Burns. Ultimately, Chimaev won the unanimous decision, but he acknowledged Burns after the fight for pushing him to his limits and giving him a formidable challenge. He said after the fight, "I'm happy. These are the things I was waiting for a long time. Now I'm bloody, I'm tired, and I feel a little bit of pain. I love this." Back to first round finishes. On September 10, 2022, Chimaev was slated to fight Nate Diaz in the main event of UFC 279. However, during the weigh-ins, Chimaev weighed in at 178.5 pounds, which exceeded the non-title welterweight fight limit, 7.5 pounds. Due to his failure to make weight, Chimaev was pulled out of the main event against Diaz and was instead scheduled to fight Kevin Holland in the co-main event in a catchweight bout at 180 pounds. Chimaev wasted no time and launched into action right from the beginning of the fight. He quickly initiated a takedown as soon as the bell rang, and Holland had to make quick moves to avoid being taken down. Despite his initial success, Holland eventually succumbed to Chimaev's relentless pressure. Chimaev eventually secured a Darce choke, which took a few attempts to lock in, but ultimately forced Holland to submit. Thank you for watching this video. We hope you liked it. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. We also appreciate your feedback, so don't hesitate to express your thoughts and opinions in the comments section. We'll be back soon with another amazing video. Peace out.